Hello, welcome back to Critical Reactions. Your host, Bryan. Today we are taking a look at Ne Obliviscaris and Plague Flowers The Kaleidoscope. And already I'm a bit hyped. I've been told in comments that this is a song for dissection. This is a song for a composer to just fall in love with. And I've heard it's taught in a university. I'm not sure which one, but I believe I read that in one of the comments. So that's pretty awesome. And between that, the fact that this is so deep that it's taught in a school, and the fact that the title is full of metaphor. I mean, the title is a mouthful and a metaphor, and I don't know. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked for this. So yeah, let's get into this. Ne Obliviscaris. So far, this violin is just gorgeous. I mean, you can't go wrong with this so far. The flow, the lyrical flow of the violin is just there's some master there. We got nice trills like that. I'm not sure what they're called for violin. I'm used to the word trill, but yeah, the repeated bouncing back between two notes. There's nice pauses. You let the song breathe. It's just a great display of control. That bass right there. Boom, 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 boom. Very clean and adding a triplet feel underneath the violin. So far, this is really cool. I don't know what to expect, though. Ooh. That bass is up there in the mix, too. Almost carrying the tune, because everybody else is playing more of a chord structure. Bass is the only thing that's really moving. Those double bass kicks. And just like yesterday, having the harshness of rough vocals under just real high melodic stuff. And the kind of harmony of textures that creates. Good stuff. I'm loving this. I can't believe the drum's still doing those bass kicks though. Violin's back. You know, I don't think I'd ever use this word, especially for a song with such, hard drumming and harsh vocals. This is gorgeous. Nice little drum fill there across the toms. And I like this back and forth trade-off. You have the violin carrying the song, and then the vocalist, and then the violin, and the vocalists. Nice sweeping right there. Excellent use of dissonance to create that frictional feeling to it. They just bounce back and forth between this real harsh stuff and the more melodic, beautiful stuff, and it's so effortless and just meshes. Like, you would think there's some dissonance there, there's like some abruptness between it, but it just flows. It's amazing. Is that the end of the... No, this is a long track. Where are we going with this? Alright, a staccato breakdown. Pretty typical of the genre, just kind of stick on a pedal note. Not really moving anywhere, just kind of keeping the tension. And the precision by the drums and the guitars to just keep this clean the entire time. And the muscle. I mean, the precision and the ability to do it for such a long time is just impressive. I like how even though the vocalist is here right now, the violin's still playing some counterpoint, and that's not something you see very often in metal music. Is that the bass playing down there? In one of the higher strings? I can't hear it anymore. I think that was the bass though, playing on one of the higher strings. It was an intricate little riff for more intricate than most basses typically get. That guitar tone right there though, I'm digging it. It's got kind of a vintagey sound to it, while still having a lot of the edge of a modern guitar sounds. Ooh, that drum fill was clean. There's something going on with the time right here, and I can't pinpoint what it is. Ooh, that is some nice finger picking right there. Very clean, but it has that nice legato sound that you get out of fingers, but not being too muddy. It's real easy to muddy up finger picking. Whoa! That one stop right there. Oh, that was clean. I think so far this is the most technically impressive thing I've heard, but not by much. I mean, the whole song's been amazing. I didn't mention this the first time, but this guy's ability to just hold out these notes, belting them. I mean, the guy's got a set of lungs. Are there two singers, or is it done in the studio? Same guy recorded twice. Almost got an angelic, epic feeling right here. Very different feel than the rest of the song. The rest of the song's been a little bit of a... There's been like a melancholy to it. And those 4 bars right there were almost hopeful. And that can be thanked almost entirely to a small key change. Not much. There's probably a 1-note difference in the key change. That is a very clear head voice, almost falsetto maybe. All right, that was a tempo change. And we're into a 3/4 time, maybe a 6/8. We're not in the 4/4 we were though. Maybe not. I think that was still 4/4. It was just oddly syncopated. Is that... That's it? That is it. Wow. That is a work of art. And the interesting thing is, the singing was very minimal. For an 11-minute song, we probably only had 2 or 3 minutes of singing. Maybe even tops. Maybe it was only 2. There was not a lot of vocal parts in there. So that was a way to spotlight everything that the band has to offer. It showed their melodic side, it showed their rough side, it showed that they could throw down, rapid metal sounds. You got the tremolo picking and the blast beats and the double bass kicks. But then they can also bring it back and put in a beautiful guitar. They got the violin. The drummer can really dial it back and get a smooth groove going on. They got their clean vocalists. They got the rough vocals. Dang, that song had almost everything in it that someone could want out of a metal song, other than maybe some more jazzy inspirations. I mean, that was very had more of a classical bend to it. But dang, I don't even know where to start with this one. So dang, the guitars, when they needed to just kind of hold down the melody and allow other instruments to play, or sorry, hold down the song and allow the other instruments to play melody or allow a singer to shine. They could do that. They had fantastic chord progressions. They could sit on chords and kind of hold tension for a little bit. Uh, and then when they needed to pull out some sick riff or for the solo, just come out and do that. It sounds effortless. They had sweeps, they had tremolos, they had the guitar work was all over the place. The bassist had a few moments to shine. He had some real intricate riffs. One was a very the the way that the notes were written out had a it wasn't a metal feel to it. It was triplets and kind of bouncy, almost had like a bossa nova thing going on. Real interesting under the rest of the band, which for the most part played straight, what we would call straight eighths. You play on the beat. All the notes are on their specific beat, whereas bossa nova is a type of swing. It's a type of jazz, and you usually have jazz eighths or swing eighths, where the I think it's the sec. It's when you actually have to think about this stuff, you're like, oh dang, how does that work? Like I can hear it, but uh, I think it's the second part of an eighth note pair is played a little late to give it a little bit of a do 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 rather than do 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 do. So most of the song is played straight, but the bass was a little jazzy, and it had a bit of a swing to it. On top of the fact that it was playing triplets in a lot of the parts that it was prominent. So that was an interesting idea to throw that under everything else, and it worked. I mean, the bass was a little low, but I could hear it. And that's I mean, that could also just be the YouTube compression. I can't say that listening to songs on YouTube is the best way to hear the nuances, but that's what I'm working with right now. So, the violinist was I don't think there's enough words to say. Um, Assuming that these people composed their own music, and the violinist composed their music. They have a real knack to not only know when to play more melodically and with legato, and when to really get into some harsh cuts, some I don't know how to say it, staccato. Not really staccato though, just more harsh playing, less flowy, and yeah, not only could they compose that though and kind of morph between the two modes effortlessly, but they have the chops to do it. And they have the chops to do it well. Most people are really good at playing loud and with bravado, and other people are good at playing with really melodic smoothness. But not a lot of people can do both masterfully. Usually, you have a style you're more strong in, and this violinist could just do both with. I mean, it just seems like it was nothing. They're like, okay, I'm going to do it this way. Now I'm going to do it this way. Now I'm going to do this. And, geez, I mean, I don't want to say anyone's perfect, but is there anything the violinist can't do? The drums, the only thing I got to say about that is how big are this dude's calves? I mean, I swear, half that song was those 30-second note bass kicks all the time, rapidly, just going, no breaks. I don't even know. Real nice flow in the drums too. I mean, when he needed to hold down the time, the tempo, he had it. He could do that. He just lay down, hitting the quarters, hitting the eights, and letting everybody know, being the human metronome. But he had a couple of fills, and there's a part in the middle where he wasn't keeping time. He was more being an instrument, and did that well. Real interesting ideas that he did with the drums, especially with the toms. Toms, and there was it sounded like a small cymbal. I don't know what you would call it, but the opposite of, say, like a crash. Smaller than a hi hat, maybe. It was almost tinny, and it was higher pitched. I don't know what kind of, maybe like a small splash. I don't know. I'm not a drummer. I can see the cymbal in my head. I don't know what it's called. Um, but yeah, the way that he bounces between. I mean, he was playing fast stuff. I don't think he really did anything melodically with the drums, but I kind of want to see a live performance of the drums in this song more than, say, any other instrument, because I'm real curious to a lot of the techniques that he's using, especially with, say, the double bass kicks. Doing them. I mean, is he just brute forcing that and just using all his muscles? Does he have a technique where he's getting some extra kicks in using less effort? I just I'm just imagining him sitting there with his feet for 3 minutes at a time. The dude's got to be a machine. So yeah, I don't know. That song was just. I understand why it's being taught in a university. Maybe not entirely. I think I was expecting more on the compositional side. There was a lot of really cool things in it, but it wasn't. Oh dang! This is gonna sound pretentious. It wasn't proggy. I was expecting more key shifts, tempo shifts, time signature shifts. I mean, with it being taught in classes, I kind of assumed it would be more temporally interesting, be more interesting with the way it uses time and keys. Uh, and maybe it's just interesting on more subtle notes, things that I didn't pick up. I mean, that was a lot of things to listen to all at the same time. There's probably a lot of things I didn't catch for a first time listen when I'm trying to listen to what's probably 7 or 8 instruments. Uh, so maybe there are things in there that are worth talking about that are just a little subtle, maybe a little less on the surface, and that's cool too. Um, Actually, that makes me think I should probably listen to this a few more times, and I'm going to. The song's amazing. All right, I feel like I'm rambling here now. I don't know if I have other things to say right now, but I am flabbergasted at this song. It is amazing. I don't know how such a thing could exist. It almost feels tailor made for me uh, because it has everything that I love in metal music. So let me know what you guys think. And is there another Ne Obliviscaris song that I should? Am I even saying that right? Ne Obliviscaris. Um, it's either made up or it's a foreign language, which means that it probably doesn't even work off of the word rules that I'm using to pronounce it. For all I know, it could be Ne Obliviscoras. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, let me know. Comments. This band, more stuff from this band. How to pronounce your name? What's up with the drummer's legs? How many vocalists? I think that's all the questions I had. And thumbs up, subscribe, like. That is a thumbs up. Ring the bell. You know, and yeah, I will be back tomorrow. We got 2 more of these episodes, reactions, whatever you want to call them, and then I'm out for this winter break. Winter break. Yep. So I might do things between now and January. The second week of January. It kind of depends on if I have time or not, but I'll be taking the time to spend with my family. My kid's gonna be out of school and all that jazz. So, all right, the handful of people who have asked for this, thank you so much. And yeah, until tomorrow, y'all have a fantastic day and keep being awesome.